Well, taking a look back, offensively, lowest performance of the season so far. What did you see, and where do you think maybe you guys can pick it back up this week?
Yeah, I think we were pretty frustrated as an offense, as a staff and players. I just don't think the performance Saturday was who we are as an offense, and there were just too many mistakes. And I thought there were some positive things, but in the end, when it was one person or one position group taking a turn. We had 9 guys doing it right and 2 guys doing it wrong, or 10 guys doing it right, 1 guy doing it wrong, and in the Pac-12, it's just not going to cut it. And we just weren't able to sustain drives because of it. So pretty frustrating, and ready to move forward.
Have you been able to pinpoint why those mistakes took place in a game like? Or is that just something like once or twice a season something like that's going to happen?
I wish I knew the answer to that more. I think as coaches, you always look and, you have too much in or whatnot. And I think in the end, it's just, you guys you've got to understand their assignments and execute it at a high level with consistency. And they did some good things. Their defense did some good things that, I thought they had some good scheme and some things that they did that gave us some issues. But in the end, it just comes down to executing your responsibility and stacking positive reps over and over, and we didn't do that Saturday.
Watching the tape, Jamar, he fought hard to get those yards. It was difficult. Was it the line? Was it just Arizona's D line? What was it all about?
Yeah, there were some times where I felt like we could have been more physical up front, and we had some assignment errors up front. A couple things where I felt like, man, if we get everybody on the right track or target the run right, we would have been out and running, and we would have hit a couple more explosive plays and would have felt a lot better about ourselves. And then other times, I think that the track of the back, there were some things. We messed up a couple handoffs, meshes with the quarterback and the running back, where the quarterback pulls it. I felt like he would have had a pretty good gain, and those are just things. We're young in some positions and some things that we just got to continue to clean up and just be consistent during the week in practice. And the way we practice will dictate how we play on Saturday.
He showed that he's not just a possession receiver on that 25-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, that was good to see. That was awesome. And we've challenged the guys. We've got to see some more of that, where we hit a short pass and a guy breaks a couple tackles and makes a play, and that was good to see at the end of the game.
How much do you think of the vertical passing game not having success was correlated with Jake not being able to go out there?
Well, obviously, we'd like to have Jake healthy and have that option. He does, I think he brings some things in the passing game that, that allow us to get the ball downfield. So I think that, it had a little bit to do with it. But shoot, we've had some explosive plays in the pass game with Connor, and he's got to be able to sit in the pocket, trust the protection at some times, and get the ball to the receiver downfield. At times, I felt like we gave some guys opportunities, and other times we didn't protect. Maybe we had the route, we didn't protect, and other times we had the route, and the quarterback bailed out of the protection a little bit early. So they were just, it was a comedy of errors, really. When you watch the film, it was pretty frustrating to watch.
How much more do you think you can integrate Noah into the attack this week?
Well, it's just last week he was hit and miss during the practice. We weren't really sure how much we were going to have him, and so we kind of game planned as if we were not going to have him. And kind of, if we got him out there, it'll be a bonus. I think the healthier that he continues to get, and then we can start, factoring into like, hey, this is how we're going to try to get him some throws. But it was great to see him out there.
In weeks 2 and 3, you kind of had a bit of a balance at that running back spot with Pearson Jefferson, and at the quarterback spot too with Jake and Connor. How much does it change up your game planning and your play calling when one of those guys out of that 2 might not be available? That change of pace or that ability to kind of have them there in the offensive scheme changes.
Yeah, particularly at running back, I felt like that's been, that was something that we really missed, not having AP out there. I think part of it is just the freshness of that guy. It gives Jamar a blow, gives AP a blow, and when they get in there, those guys are running harder, they're hitting the hole a little bit quicker. And so not having AP has been really, has been really tough. And Jamar's having to shoulder the load, and as a young guy, that can be tough. I think he's doing good at times. He's just got to continue to be more consistent. And then at the quarterback position, like I said earlier, I think we'd love to have the option of Jake, and I think you saw what he could do in the second half of that Nevada game. Came in and made some plays.
Jonathan alluded yesterday that Case has kind of moved up the depth chart in part because he's been able to protect. Is that a little bit unusual for a freshman to really pick up the protections like that?
Yeah, and for us to trust him with it, and he's. I think Case came from a good high school program, and he has just a good feel, and he really works at it, spends some extra time with Coach Petrie, learning the protections, and I thought the protection piece at running back was quite a bit better. That was probably our best game so far from those guys, identifying some things and picking up, and they'll have a big challenge this week.
What was your assessment of the game tape from Seattle last week from the ASU's defense?
I think they do some good things, and defensive coordinator comes from San Diego State, where they always play really tough defense and get after you. They bring a lot of pressure and heat you up, and we're gonna have our hands full, and it's gonna be a real challenge, to our front. I mean, you can tell that with Coach Edwards, they really playing a physical brand of football, and on both sides of the ball. That really stood out from watching the film. So we've got to be able to answer that and be ready to go Saturday.
Back to Jamar at that running back position. Do you think his development is helped or hindered a bit by not having Artavis in there, where he is being asked to have more responsibility and kind of shoulder the load a little bit more, as you said?
A little bit of both. I think it's good in that he's getting reps, he's getting to play, and he's getting to go out there on game day and see things live and have to pick up pressures and do things and learn to be consistent. And at the hard time for a young guy, you want to continue to have him fresh and give him confidence that when he goes in there, he's playing at his full speed, capability, and you're not asking him to do things that maybe he's not quite ready for. And he's just been kind of thrown in there, and he's done a nice job with it. He really has for a true freshman. He's just got to continue to improve every week.
Is his confidence at a good level?
I think so. I do. I think he's a confident kid. He's got a lot of ability, man, and he's had a lot of success early. I just think that game was pretty frustrating for him. He just wasn't able to create as many explosive runs as he was in weeks 1 through 3.
Hot weather, substitutions, hydration, and any differences because of the heat?
I think the hydration, but it's a dry heat. It's not like you're going down south to play in the humidity. So I think our guys will be excited for it. It's supposed to be warm this week in Corvallis, so it should be a good deal. But no, our guys, the hydration I think will be key.
You guys have had quite a bit of injuries. I know that comes, but in 4 games, you've had so many guys kind of in and out. Has that kind of maybe played a factor in just guys maybe not being, even just in practice, not getting that time?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, that's frustrating, but that's football, and that happens to every team throughout the season, and it's frustrating, when you're kind of piecing guys together and you're just not able to get that timing and consistency in some certain areas. But it's no excuse, and guys have got to be able to work through the week, and we've got to be able to develop the timing, injuries aside.
Is there any area or player that did take us a step forward Saturday?
I can't really say that. I thought it was, hands down our, worst performance of the year offensively, and it was pretty frustrating to watch the film. It was just, every position group taking turns making mistakes, and we were just a little bit off on some of our timing. I didn't feel like we played real physical, and just our frustrating game and our worst as an offense, for sure.
Thanks, Coach.